Welcome back. WeArEuS, and this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I think it's just 5. Water elementals are coming to you courtesy of Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. Now, all of these things exist simply because, oh dear, that's really bad. Simply because, well, it turns out this is the best option. This is the best way of dealing with this fight. Throw as many bodies at them as possible and reap the benefits. So, what I've done is exactly that. I've actually used this tactic before. I did it with the Mythic Trickster path as well. And I actually did this fight twice to test out different outcomes. So I already know everything that happens immediately after the fight, but nothing past it. Trying to make sure I'm not missing any buffs. It's a real shame not to have to fall in for this fight. I could go back into the other room and rest, since they don't count as enemies at the moment. Oh, there are also enemies in here. There are 2 shears. And then it's just a bedroom, and there are like 2 chests in there, but you can't actually open them. Anyway, Morrow has one more thing he can... Actually, these guys... yeah, they're more vulnerable to this. Anyway. Oh, yeah, this is always off for some reason. And then, wait. Extend. No, that increases duration. Maximize. And despite everything, I've summoned the Leyland Azadas and the hunters that spawn with it every time I've done this fight, and frankly, the Leyland Azada does not punish us as badly as it used to. I mean, it still screws up and hits allies like it normally does, and even dazes some of them, but it hasn't been Sela or Mr. Ed, which is most important. Let's make sure this summon is in the right spot. As you can see, everyone is positioned in a way to keep her from screwing us over as quickly and easily as she normally does. But the most important part of this strategy...
to defeat an enemy, you must either break their body or crush their spirit. You must decide which is weaker.
Unfortunately, in this fight, it's the bodies that are weaker. Specifically, Staunton and Nara, who in the previous episode you guys saw, I neglected to, well, execute, because Nara apparently is the weakest of the trio, with Staunton Vane coming in second, even though he gets a fricking reset. Oh.
Why are you so slow? They're almost here.
We already know what's going on here, so let me go through these.
It's us again.
You think that for years you
Quiet. You know, I once heard a peasant trying to...
Yeah.
I should have followed your example dozens of years ago and found shelter.
This one maybe?
Madness.
Not everyone here is fighting for men.
Right.
Unfortunately, we didn't get the summon because apparently using the Order of Chaos aura sets them off. So that's fun. But we also have this. Ooh, and we got 3 of them. And all 3 are on our side. Why isn't she invisible? Every time I've entered this fight before, and like I said, I like this game. I spent another 4 hours playing this game after I finished recording, putting off actually editing and everything else. I think we should go with this. Okay, so he can't do anything. Good to know. As I said, I put off editing the video. Ooh, he's only got 2 heals left and we're going to need a good number of those. Yeah, we should have rested. Yeah, Skeletor's probably blessed then. I don't know why they won't let me rename the skeleton companion. His name is obviously going to be Skeletor. Like, obviously. Regardless, I also realize now that I didn't buff him quite as much as I could have. Oh, no, I did. Oh, yeah, he's taken care of. For now, there's no way for me to restore his channeling charges, so guess we do nothing? Skeletor is neutral evil, so I can't use Holy Smite. This. That'll do, pig. And as always, we start off with a little bit of this to blind Staunton, hopefully, and to keep Nara, that's her name, from becoming an issue. You first, right? Oh, he can't even okay. Sneak attack took half of her health. She only has 92 health, so yeah, she's a target. And unfortunately, we are all caught flat-footed, which explains why no one else got to do anything with their turns. Usually Monago casts that BS exhaustion wave. We already know the elementals aren't going to be getting a turn until next turn, so they're just there for set dressing. The real stars of the show are the Devas here. Anyway, we need this, and we're going to jam that. Yeah. Mr. Ed didn't get an attack. Yeah, and then she does that. It's better than the exhaustion wave, to be honest. And she's dead. It's too bad that the range of their aura is way too small. Anyway, our next target. Why does he not have a smite chaos? I'm confused. What in the world did I do with these people on this particular mythic path? That's what we'll go with.
It's not an option.
And as you can see, with Staunton Vane, you don't even have to roll that high in order to hit him. And even though he's got quite a lot of health, we do quite a lot of damage. I don't know if I should put Skeletor in there quite yet. He can't use items in combat, but he can use them when we're not in combat, which is extremely stupid, and somebody should probably have their head lopped off for thinking that was a good idea. He's a skeleton. He's humanoid. He should be able to use items, right? Anyway, we don't have anything. We have this, but it's literally touch range. I can't do anything with that, and Maro's not going in there. Or maybe he could. Maybe he could. He's got really high magic item use. So maybe we'll delay his turn and see what we can do with him after. But he's got really low health, and Staunton hits so hard. Like, I can't actually use this guy as a front line until he gets more health. His health scales off of charisma, being an undead, which is really weird, but I get why it's not Constitution, because that's the domain of the living. So instead, we'll probably just move him here And let that be that. We can't heal the Mythic Devas. Jeez, that is a name, isn't it? Ooh, but I did learn that we can actually, the damage done by putrefaction, thanks to Minago, can actually be undone with Restoration Lesser. So, good news all around, I suppose. And then we can go... I guess we can put him here? That's fine. Staunton Vein. I've tried to put him to sleep every single time so far. So what if we don't, and instead we do this? He also has spell resistance, so that's a thing. But this isn't affected by that, thank goodness. Dispels heroism, so he does less damage now. Okay, that's a pretty good turn. I already know what Staunton's weapon is and what it does, and, well, while I'm not a fan, I definitely do appreciate... Wait... Why do I have 3 attacks with Morrow? I'm confused. Anyway. Thank you, Maximize Metamagic Rod. You are best. Huh. I don't want to spend a level up on getting the Maximize Metamagic talent, though, or feat. I just don't. Anyway. Oh. Wait, do we already have... Oh, good. It's not active. So we get to do this. Unfortunately, only one of the large water elementals. How many do we actually have on Morrow? Water elementals. We have 4 here. Wow, we lost... No, we used some. We had to have used some on the way. Regardless. I've walked into this fight before. Why is everyone... Haste. Who cast haste? It had to have been one of these things. Combat. And we're looking through combat now. She dispelled it. We had it before that. Mythic Deva, Holy Aura. Each warded... Wait, what? Each warded creature gains spell resistance of 25? Holy crap. Mythic Devas are broken. No wonder why their aura is small. If the range on this was any larger, your entire team would become monsters. Spell resistance is no joke. Wow. That explains a lot, actually. Okay. Granted, it's only against evil, and the mess that was formerly Nara didn't count as evil, just chaotic neutral. Now, who cast haste? Because even the large water elementals have it. In fact, everyone on our team has it, but I don't... I cast that before the start of the fight. That explains Everything. That was one of the buffs I precast before I ended the save, so that's actually what I did. Wait. Oh yeah, the Lil Andazada is always hasted when summoned. So, whoops, that's my fault. Anyway, let's get this done.
You crossed the wrong line.
Now we turn Smite on you. And we get to hacking. And that is how easy it is to be through with this fight.
Stubborn ass! You want to die for a heap of rocks? Go ahead. I'm not staying here.
No, my dear. You are. You will either fight to the bitter end, or I'll break your delicate little neck myself with these very hands.
Ordinarily, at this point, Staunton has used whatever spell it is to make himself larger, than frankly more deadly. But he hasn't, because I cast haste and everyone is more dangerous than ever. Lan is on his face because of phantasmal putrefaction, I think it was. I know it's putrefaction, but I think it's phantasmal. Anyway.
Are you threatening me, my mortal toy? Me? And with what? With the power I gave you. You ungrateful beast! Give me back what's mine. Take him, he's yours. And Dresden too. I don't care about this fortress or this half-wit.
For those who don't know, Minago stretched out her hand. A crimson spark flew out of Staunton's eyes and planted itself in her palm. Staunton froze, stunned, silently moving his lips, which have turned gray in a flash, like a fish out of water.
Oh, I grow so tired of you mortals. Your humdrum little passions, your constant squabbling, your incessant accusations and excuses. You treat each other like dirt. Push weaklings like these two into our arms. And then you have the audacity to accuse us. And punish your traitors. Show countless times.
Yeah. I mean, you betray the people who care about you and get them killed, you die. You don't get to walk away. You die. Anyway. I've seen both of the other responses to this, and they don't really change anything. So we'll go with this one. This is what happens to those who believe the demon's promises.
Amazing, isn't it? Everyone knows all about us, and yet they still trust us. Silly, silly mortals. Take your filthy rag. Take your befouled ruins. You can make soup out of this moron for all I care. I've had enough war. We Lily two were created for tenderness and love. Stay away from me with your swords and shields.
So this is to be my fate. I've been betrayed by people and demons alike. Now my life really is worth nothing. But that doesn't mean you won't pay for it dearly. Come on, you scumbag! Kill me if you can! I don't care anymore!
I'm just going to go ahead and say it. You choose the good option, he still comes at you like an idiot and dies. the other time I did this with the Trickster, the first time, well, the Trickster path, the first time after we did this and the fight started up again, he had no health. He was literally a hit away from death. The second time, though, he somehow ended up being full health. Oh, that probably has to do with the choice you make. If you go with this one, because the second time, the first time I did it, I chose all of the same things that I did before. And then I went with the good option here. But the second time, I went with option 3. And that's when he had his health restored to full. That's actually pretty cool. I wish they would do more things like that. Or maybe not, because otherwise this fight could be rough. But we will go with the good option because I actually want to see a chaotic good Lich. Whether or not we actually stick with this path is another story, though. One I still haven't actually decided on. Have fun. Enough of this insanity. Lay down your weapons, Staunton. Come back to us. You've been treated unfairly, but we can still make things right.
You really do believe that, don't you? You really think that you can still change something? Somehow bring a cursed soul back to the light?
Well, I'm a Lich right now, so I certainly hope so.
I wish I could believe like you do, hope like you, but I know too well there is no hope. I've been dead for a long time. As a matter of fact, the torment of the last few years, I might as well have spent them in the abyss. The only thing you can do for me is finish me off. Let's get this over with. To arms.
Let's have some fun.
He drank a potion there that gave him... God dang it, that is obnoxious. He drank a potion there that gave him 5 health back. Otherwise, he would have drank a potion, I guess with any of the other options. I haven't tried the second one. But with the third option for dialogue, he actually ends up... I need someone over there to give me vision of Nara. With his third option, he drinks... I'm guessing he drinks a potion that restores him to full health, because he was full health when... We actually do have someone. We'll delay until your turn. Skeletor. Nice, but not what I was... There we go. Okay. We're looking for this. Oh, this is done.
You won't survive me.
Well, this is terribly awkward.
Together, we stand.
Okay. Breathing heavily, Nara stands up and wipes her bloody hands on her clothes, because it's not like she's been reduced to literally bloody pulp twice in a row now. Well, what are you waiting for, you scum? Come on. I could have sworn this was voiced before. It's probably bugged because of the, because of how we killed her. Fine. Come on, finish me off. Kill me like you killed Staunton and be glad you defeated the villains. Just make sure you don't wonder who's... Yeah, this was definitely voice acted. I remember hearing her say this now. Just make sure you don't wonder whose fault it was that he and I were on Demon's side. Yeah, that's definitely missing a the. Thoughts like that can make you lose your appetite. Another cheerful performance. Everyone is guilty but me. I've lost count of how many of you innocents I've sent to the chopping block. They should have been executed just for denying their responsibility, never mind all of their other crimes. Okay, rather than put you guys through the rest of my my voice acting for her, I'm just going to explain Nara's path and why she thinks that allows her to betray all other human beings everywhere, even the ones who had no idea, had nothing to do with it, such as the Crusaders, who died during, what was it, the Vesca War? I really like the name of those. That's why I so easy to remember. During the Vesca War incident, we got a lot of Crusaders killed there. Mostly because I wanted all of the items. I missed one, but it wasn't that good when I went back to get it. And at least take a look at it. It wasn't that good. So, yeah, I left that there. But everything else, a lot of Crusaders died to get me. So, you know, that's on both of our heads. Mostly yours. Quite a bit of it on mine. Anyway, the reason why Nara, betrayed us is because she was sold into slavery. And apparently, Crusaders and guards don't really care about slavers or their slaves. So, every time she passed through Mendev, no one helped her. It made her super bitter. And just decided to turn on all of humanity. That is in no way an acceptable outlook. The majority of the people who died have had nothing to do with that, had no idea she was in slavery. Oh, enslaved. And the only reason she got out was because she actually put sleeping potion in the slavers' food and opened the doors for when the demons invaded. And rather than kill her, the demons, well, I guess they took her along with them. Because, of course they would. She was stupid enough to help them. They like stupid people. They like stupid people. Which is why Staunton is a bloody mess on the floor right there. Because he was so caught up in his self-pity. So caught up, so absolutely consumed by it, that he allowed it to be used. Well, not again. He wasn't swamped in self-pity the first time he betrayed Dresden. But he was so swaddled in his self-pity that he not only betrayed everyone, but he dragged his brother down with him. Of course, his brother could have at any point in time said, that's enough, I'm done here. And what's really annoying about the writing in this particular part is that we didn't even get to tell him about what happened to his brother. We didn't get... Granted, putting that extra guilt on him probably wouldn't have changed anything, but what if it made him rethink things? So, here we have the option to let her go. Well, at least find out what would happen if I were to let her go. Let me go? Why would you? No. You mean, serious? You think I'll thank you for your generosity and devote the rest of my days to taking care of homeless puppies? I'll continue exacting my vengeance, and that's what I'll do. On others, if not on you. I'll feed as many crusaders as I can to the demons before I face the sword of someone less forgiving than you. At which point she spits at my feet. Now, at this point, I could choose to let her go with the chaotic option. I'm so fond of taking under normal circumstances. Lawful, I just hate that absolutely. And then there's the good option, which makes no sense at all because she is quite literally a garbage human being. Granted, she had a rough life as a slave, I assume. So there's that. But she's behind the deaths of, just that we're aware of, hundreds of people, most of whom were crusaders. Just hundreds of people. Why in the world would I ever let her go alive? It wouldn't make any sense. I'd love to see what would happen if I did. I'd probably do that with the Azada path, just as an experiment, you know? Oh, before we do continue, with what is her name? With Minago, you can end the fight just as quickly if you focus her down, but she is so much harder to kill than either Staunton or Nara that you're better off just focusing those two first and then immediately having her retreat. I think she only hit us with 2 spells and none of them were as bad as they could have been. And Staunton was actually a really easy target, especially with haste and land. Oh, honey, please. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys that as well, since I did actually go back and redo the fight just to see what would happen if I killed Minago. She still gets away. You kill her, and she still somehow lives and runs away. You then have to continue fighting the full health Staunton, the self-pitying, and Nara. I don't even know what to call her. Her excuse for betraying all of humanity is flimsy. Oh, I was sold into slavery. Now I turned on everyone. Get the frick out of here. You deserve this. Yeah, this entire thing was voiced, and I broke it. Right. Finish her off, bury her, and let's forget her. Marvelous. Die, little gnat. Everyone deserves death. Today I will get mine. Yours, I hope, awaits you tomorrow. No. There's a reason my name is Morrow. I'll be seeing what's next. You won't. Garbage. Whew. Unfortunately, this light crossbow is literally just a light crossbow. It's garbage. In fact, there's no actual reason to kill her, because none of the items she has are actually worth anything. I mean, yay, a new cape and all, but it's a lukewarm victory. At least she no longer exists. And then there are the items that Staunton Vane was covered in. Just look at these masterworks. Nope, works of art that his brother crafted before being slain because he was too caught up in his self-pity to see what his self-pity was doing to his brother. Yeah, they both deserve to die. Just absolute garbage. I betrayed everyone and spent 70 years trying to make up for it, only for everyone to still look at me like I did something wrong. Because you did. you cost them an entire city. Well, a fortress. Dresden is not a city, it's a fortress. You cost the Crusade an entire fortress. And a good number of the people inside as well. Yeah, 70 years wasn't enough. And then there's this, I was sold into slavery at some obscure point in time. My life was so hard that I betrayed all of humanity. Good fricking riddance. I'd spit on her corpse if I could. Anyway, let's go check out the items that we have. We'll start here with Soul Shear. It's an adamantine enhancement +3. I was going to say spear, but it's a glaive. Whenever the wielder of this +3 adamantine glaive kills the target with it, it summons a demon till the end of the fight. Only one demon can be summoned per fight. If the demon was already summoned, every subsequent kill heals it for 1 to 8 plus 5 HP, and gives it a stacking +1 bonus on attack rolls. That last part there is the actual good thing, but I could actually give this to Skeletor. That's right. Anyway, depending on the HD of the killed enemy, the summoned demon could be a Babao, as it would have been had, what was his name? Had Staunton killed one of the Monavic Devas, as he usually does. He usually only kills one, before we then, swarm him to death with arrows and fire and ice, naturally. But when he does kill them, he only gets a Babao out of it. The Monavic Devas have like 130 HP. How much HP? No, it depends on the HD, right? I don't know what HD the Monavic Devas are spawned at. This weapon cannot be wielded by lawful good characters. Which is fine, because she's frankly got some, man. Why didn't I realize he had this? I mean, she had this. This could be perfect for Skeletor. This is a thundering weapon, so each time it hits, it deals extra damage as well. But its effect, when it lands a hit on an enemy, they must pass a fortitude saving throw. The next attack against this enemy deals an additional 5 slashing damage. Does that apply? So if he can get the first 2 hits, if he can get the 2 hits on his turn against the same enemy, I can also use cleave and apply that effect to multiple enemies. I don't even think it actually works on, well, the cleave I have only works on 2 enemies right now. It's so good though. I actually want that there. What the frick? Alright, so we'll move on to Skeletor in a little bit. Skeletor, what do we do? Right. We were showcasing the items we got. As I said, the crossbow we got from her, absolute garbage. But Staunton's armor, the Carapace, 11 armor class, only a -2 armor check penalty, with a maximum dexterity of 3, which isn't too bad for Skeletor. And its effect, not to mention the fact that it's mithril, so it's much lighter than a comparable class of armor, or a comparable piece of armor from the same class. No, I still said that wrong. Why is her dexterity bonus 0? If she had gotten hit with dexterity damage, no, I think the dexterity damage wouldn't have killed her. Anyway, right, so the Carapace's effect, whenever an enemy lands a hit on the wearer of this +2 mithril full plate mail, the attacker has to pass a reflex saving throw with a difficulty class of 18, or suffer 1 to 3 damage to strength. If the attacker passes the saving throw, they suffer 1 to 3 piercing damage instead. I immediately wanted to put this on Sela until I remembered, one, she doesn't really take damage because Mr. Ed is usually the target, unless she's getting hit by AoE spells. That's really the only point in time she starts taking damage. Aside from that, we have the fact that she's wearing Chainmail of Camaraderie, which gives her a bonus to damage against a flanked creature, and if she has the outflanked feature, further damage bonus. Well, another 2 damage bonus. It's too good. It's way too good. I can't take that off of her. Belts of Giant Strength, that just has to stay on her. So, with the Trickster, I really didn't have anyone to give this to, so I gave it to, naturally, someone who's going to be on the front line and a target much of the time. And that is, what is his name? Regil? I really don't remember how to pronounce his name now. It feels like I've been doing it wrong the entire time. Granted, Regil seems right. I mean, based on how it's spelled, it could be just as right as anything else, but I'm pretty sure it's Regil, which is kind of dumb. A little embarrassing. What does Skeletor have on? Armor of Dispersion. Yep, that's garbage. I really do like how they went out of their way to make sure that any armor the undead is wearing is reduced to garbage as well. At least cosmetically. I appreciate that. I mean, I'd like to not see his ribcage or, leg bones, but that's where we are. And we have enough money that we can outfit this guy gloriously. But I do want him to have this and you, most importantly. So let's see. He gets 16 to 32 damage with that and 16 to 25 with this one. I mean, it's not too bad. Does he have any specific weapons he's specializing in? I don't think so. Nope. No special weapons. Or specific weapons, I should say. I need to heal this guy, which means Morrow. Yeah, we'll use Morrow. Because why the frick not? We haven't actually spoken to Finian in a while. Maybe we'll do that next. Anyway, first of all, oh right, we didn't check the accessories. So, I think we got this from, what's her name, Nara? We got Belt of Physical Form, which increases Dexterity and Constitution by 2. Pretty nice. Actually, it won't do anything for Skeletor because it's not Charisma. It's awful. We also have Amulet of Epic Songs because Nara was a bard, which this is an amulet of natural armor plus 2. I did not read that part. Additionally, well, I didn't notice that part when I read it before. Additionally, if the wearer possesses the Bardic Performance class ability, the amulet grants them 6 additional rounds of Bardic Performance per day. As you may remember, or not, because frankly it's not the best of the 3 options that I have available to me. As you may remember, the Azada Mythic Path allows you to, well, you can learn performances. I can't really think of anything else to call them but that. You can learn performances that do specific things for your allies. And one of the ones that's coming down the line with that path allows you to give everyone movement of freedom, which means no one can be paralyzed by anything under any circumstances, nor can they be affected by grease and things like it, which is huge, right? Right. Anyway, that's I still haven't actually properly tested the Azada path, so we'll see. The only reason, as it stands, the Bard class doesn't, not Bard, the Lich path isn't as appealing as it once was because it's going to take so much work to keep Skeletor alive and healthy. It's really not worth it. If I go with the Azada path, I also get a companion, which helps increase our weight limit. Look at that. That is freaking we can carry pretty much well, not really. Those armors are really heavy. Anyway, we can carry a significant amount thanks to extra companions. And I don't want to get rid of them. It would be so convenient. But the Trickster path, I played through that fight twice. It felt great. Nothing special, granted, but it felt good, you know? I didn't have to keep someone alive that wasn't really prepared to be at this level. Even though you can only actually get him at this point, which is weird because he feels like he's underperforming. Why is okay, he's undead, that's why his health is so low. Granted, what? Don't know why I didn't go to him anyway. What? Oh, it's wisdom, not freaking charisma. How did I not notice that? Wait. Morrow depends on wisdom as well, right? No. Charisma. Dang it. But it doesn't matter to his survivability, and he only loses +1 from his, charisma bonus. While Skeletor goes up to a measly 77 health. Doesn't affect any other stats either. I will admit that is a really... Look at his brother's handiwork. This is what he did to his brother. If only you could kill him twice. Well, I could load the game, but it's too easy for things to go sideways. This is an amulet of natural armor. Since we don't have any of that, we'll go with that. And it increases dexterity, which would do something for his... Nope, not for his armor class it won't. Because he has the... Who can make use of dexterity and constitution? He's got one that grants him strength and constitution. What the frick? Okay, so his armor class is 25 and 17. It goes up to 26 and 18. He also gains 1 to reflexes, which is always good. He gains nothing to damage. Wait, no. Wait, he actually gains damage with this, right? 5, nope. He's actually better off with this one. But his attack becomes higher. His attack becomes higher, but his damage is lowered? What? How does that even begin to work? And it only actually affects the damage on the first hit, while boosting the attack. Frankly, this is the superior option for him, obviously, but it's weird that his damage drops as a result. Weird. So we can well, Constitution doesn't really do anything for Skeletor. But the Strength does, so maybe we'll just give it to him for that. I think that's about it, right? We got enough Cloaks of Resistance 1 to go around. This is Wisdom. No one else uses Wisdom but Lan. And Sela's spell slots are based on Charisma. Which is bad because she's got none of that. Okay. Wait, what is the effect of this? Why do we keep using it? Constitution. Yeah, yep, she keeps that one. Okay, so we spent a good 20 minutes in the item screen. I hope you guys are still awake. I don't really know what to do. I've gone out here before, but there's nothing to be seen there. Oh, right, there's items over here.
I will help where I can.
Then can you go to the frickin' wall? All of the stuff you get out of these are junk, but what can you do? Oh, right, we need to heal Skeletor, which means we need to give
Let us not hesitate.
you. I always have him holding this, but I never have him use it. It's annoying. We'll go with this one. Now, I did reread the that one feat for the Trickster Path. And, oh, what the frick? Okay, so I did reread the one feat or skill from the Trickster Path that allows you to extend, well, not consume charges of wands. This wouldn't count. It would literally have to be classed as a wand in order to be effective. This is just a usable item that has charges restored every day. Anyway, I did read it, and I was hoping when I read it, where are the usable items? I was hoping when I read it that I could somehow twist it so that Torendalev's scale could be used infinitely, but that's not going to be the case. Anyway, we do have, hopefully we don't have to kill him, but we very well might. On Dayran, we have the ability to resurrect people, but it doesn't actually work on Skeletor. The other resurrection spell would have, but it also cost diamond dust, right? No, it cost something else that I don't even have, which would have meant I had a spell that I couldn't do anything with. What did we get from them? Angelic knowledge. Garbage. Inflict moderate wounds mass. What if we didn't, though? Anyway, I needed that so I could heal Skeletor. Where is he? You know, Skeletor only works if Morrow can heal him, and we have a lot of the inflict wounds spells, so there's that, but it's not good. I can buy more, I think? Yeah, I can buy more at camp, but as it is, it's really awkward trying to heal this guy. He should be full health, but I can't tell. Keeping this guy alive is going to be a chore, which makes this path much, much less appealing than it was a little bit ago. Since everyone's still buffed out of their minds, why not go ahead and do with this fight while I'm at it? Knock, knock.
Close ranks.
Ooh, but we also lost sight of the other one. How did we lose sight of the other one? I don't understand. How did we even lose sight of the other one? Mr. I don't understand. He should be able to see that. His eyes are on the side of his head. His field of view should be way higher than anyone else's. Well, you know, except for the whole looking straight ahead thing. Where was I? Right. Skeletor. I can move him here, but there's no real point. Once Sela gets her turn, it's pretty much a done deal. Does he still have the aura? No, the Sheer gets his turn first. This guy would have had to roll a 20 to beat his armor. Nice. Right, they all still have the ability damage. I should deal with that. He can't get anywhere near. And it's over. There's no one else in there. I don't know why combat isn't over. There's no one else in here. It always does this too. I've killed these guys, well, this is the second time now. And for some reason, combat just keeps going. It's disgusting. I don't understand why it does that. Anyway, I want their axes. You know what? I think I'll take all the armor too, because why the frick not? This is, well, I'm guessing this is the bed those two shared. Disgusting as that may be. Whoa. Well, the chests are certainly that's all the proof I needed. Those are certainly just set dressing. So, looks like we're done. Probably should rest just in case things get weird. Oh, wait. Before we do that, the ability damage.
Missed me already.
No. Because it's not a small amount of ability damage. Someone got hit with 4 today. Wow. Yeah, so it was Ember that got hit with the wisdom damage. Thankfully, her spells depend on charisma rather than wisdom. Right? They do, don't they? You. Wisdom. Yeah, it's one of these. Nope, it's intelligence. Intelligence. It's intelligence. Okay. Never would have seen that one coming. What is this? Blackened mirror, saving throws. Yeah, that's hers. Who else got the ability damage? Yep. Today. Okay. And then Morrow. And these two weren't affected by it somehow. Probably because they had... Maybe at some point they had the... No, I would have given it to everyone. Because Ember has... Oh,
I like you.
I didn't use Death Ward on anyone, so how did this not... How did they not get affected by that? And it, whatever. Can't make moss pottage anymore. Not enough ingredients. So we just don't have purifying solutions, so we can't make anything. I can buy plenty of that. But it also requires us to get to camp.
Good for is killing their own. How many Hell Knights die in peacetime at the hands of their officers?
What does this have to do with anything?
What's that?
Wow, prejudice much? What she had to say had nothing to do with anything. The party suffers from heavy encumbrance. But why? Yeah, we'll go ahead and turn that on.
Speak with your actions, not your words.
I'm checking to see if they actually... Scroll of Stomp, Resourceful Smite, Smite Evil. Yeah, there is no scroll of... Yeah, so there's nothing to grant him additional uses of Smite Chaos, I think it was. Resistance, fast healing, knowledge. Yeah. Okay, so what to do? Right, well, I do need to get everyone buffed out the wazoo again, just in case something happens. I'm not going to use haste. Of course not. But what? What do I use? Alright, these. Strength. Where is he? And endurance. Because he's so frail. Like a kitten. Actually, Mr. Ed could use this. While that's being done, we can do this. You know, it is really annoying.
I stand ready.
It is way more annoying than I thought it would be to have to do this and arrange all of these spells for, mostly for Morrow. He's the one with the most of them. Every single time I swapped to a new path and decided to take that through the fight with Staunton and his eyeless woman. That is really, it's an obnoxious level of work. I did it every single time, but it was obnoxious. Yep, this bark skin on you. Bless on everyone. This on Mr. Ed. This on Mr. Ed. And I'm arranging them in a very specific way. I also want freedom on these four. Now let's just do it this way. And in so doing, I rearranged all of them so they're similar to the way they are across each path. That way I'm not confused when I can't find something. Or because I can't find something. What are we looking for now? This needs to be cast on you. We also need to cast... Well, we can have Seela use Bless instead, right? Where the frick is Bless? Why don't you have Bless weapon on your bar? What is this? Oh, this is technically no, it's a buff to everyone. AoE buffs, let's go with that. So this is a singular buff. Do that. Then one for... No, she doesn't need that. Give it to Mr. Ed. And Lan. Gil could use it too. Lan. Skeletal Executioner, no. And you. That one because why not?
Never fun.
That one for the same reason. Don't cast that. Any other buffs we're missing? Protection from evil on Mr. Ed. Yeah, I know this is taking a while. Probably should have gone for protection from chaos, because most of the enemies are guaranteed to be chaotic, but not all of them are going to be evil, such as Nara. I think Staunton was neutral as well. I can give natural armor to anyone. He already has it. Ember doesn't need it. Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed doesn't have it yet, does he? No, he does. I guess we can give the other one to Seela. That's fine.
This thing refuses to cooperate.
Ooh, even better. I know he's got the Amulet of Natural Armor, but he's getting more out of Bark Skin being cast by Dayran anyway. One more for Seela. Energy. Oh, this one. Death Ward. Only lasts a minute per level. I don't really expect to run into anyone that can do it. It's also touch range, but remember, we just activated the rod that she has that allows her to increase the range of her spells by one category, I guess you could say. But I also don't want her using that on this at this time. So we're probably going to avoid casting that right now. And we'll give... I probably should turn that off for now. What? This goes... I can't use it on Skeletor because... I don't know. I guess he doesn't have muscles or something to... Whatever. Where is Lan? Since this lasts forever. Somehow missed clicking it again. Okay, now we are fully, truly, wonderfully buffed. Wait, this actually works for Morrow too, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So, now we quick save and see what comes next, shall we? Actually, I think I want
make things right.
her. Oh, right. She also needs to cast this on Mr. Ed. So we'll be done in a little bit. Just want to make sure no one dies for no good reason.
Am I doing it wrong?
And trying to do all of this inside of a fight? No. We don't do that. Not anymore, at least. God dang it. Right, I wasted... Oh, God dang it. The only one who can actually buff Skeletor's HP is Seela, because she's the only one that has... I don't even remember the name of the spell. Something of the Eagle, which is here? Yeah, Eagle's Splendor. This one gives a +4 enhancement to Charisma, which would therefore buff what's his face? Skeletor's HP. But I don't understand why Morrow doesn't have this. But anyway, as you saw, we don't have the spell slots for that because we have better things to go there. Though Skeletor could really use it. Then again, since he already has the headgear that grants him +2, why are they encumbered? They ran here. Why are they encumbered now? I'm confused. To get to the point where we just rested, they ran. But now that they've rested, they're... What am I missing? Right, Bull's strength is completely wasted on her because she has Belt of Giant Strength. No, it's not wasted on her because it adds... No, it's definitely wasted on her. Great. Okay. I don't understand. Is there a buff we're missing? It's not because of the summons. They don't count. We didn't have any summons when we picked up the Shear's weapons anyway. And everyone was happy to run at that point. So what changed? I don't understand. We had a lower, well, we had a mid-range limit of about 3,000 something for weight. I don't know where that all of that went. Regil could use more dexterity, so I guess we can buff him like that, but...
Together we stand.
It's wisdom. Wisdom only works for Lan. And it'll give him an extra 2 over the headgear he's wearing. Dexterity for you, because you seem to love that stuff. He'll only get an extra 2 out of it, though. What am I missing?
A bright future awaits us.
He's got Bull's strength. He doesn't. Okay, medium encumbrance now.
Godspeed.
Okay, see, that's what happened. I apologize that took so long. Actually, I realize now I could have cut all of that out. God, then I didn't have to do all of that talking. Okay, from now on, I'm just going to cut out the buffing, because that takes 10 minutes on its own.
The commander of the Crusade has managed to overthrow 70 years of demonic rule in Dresden and restored the Sword of Valor to its rightful place. Will the commander be able to defend the banner he has won with such a valiant effort?
Why do you make that a question? I don't like that that's a question.
Urgent matters of state are awaiting my attention. My convoy will be departing for the capital within the hour. I'm afraid this is all the time I can spare you. So do please forgive me for skipping the lengthy and well-deserved congratulations.
However, something has subtly changed in the way The Queen of Mendev looks at you. Respect shines in her eyes, but her slightly furrowed brow indicates a hint of unease.
The capture of Dresden took much longer than I had anticipated. Morale among our forces has plummeted under your command.
Yeah. Well, it was either rest or die repeatedly for no good reason. I went with the first option.
You excel at dealing with demons on your own, but you have much to learn when it comes to commanding a military force. I shan't give you a dressing down for this failing. I entrusted you with this task, which means I bear equal responsibility for this outcome. I shall, however, give you some advice. Do not think of victory as an abstract goal, but as a gift you wish to give to your people. The more of your soldiers who survive to enjoy the triumph, the more joyous it will be.
I will remember this. Thank you.
Very well. Don't despair. Every commander has their dark moments. We shall endure the heat and heavy blows and emerge like hardened steel.
Okay.
Now on to the main matter. The Sword of Valor has been returned to us. Touching it has awoken your power and changed the great relic beyond recognition. Many clerics are at a loss to interpret this unexpected turn. Is it an omen? Happenstance? A warning? Only one thing can be said for certain. Your power is astonishing and unlike anything ever seen before.
Oh gosh, stop.
Although, I must admit, this power has taken a most unexpected form. Frightening to many, but thrilling to some. God's machinations are curious indeed.
The Queen says these final words pensively, as though talking to herself.
There. I have said all I wish to. Is there anything you wish to discuss with me before I depart?
I do want to know about this demon, but first, there's something you should know. Aureliu Vorlesh appeared before me in Dresden. She did not explain why she had come.
The architect of the world wound? Here? And she allowed you to simply dispose of Stanchion Vane and claim the Sword of Valor?
Yeah.
This is a very worrying development. Aureliu was more dangerous than a dozen Balors, and more cunning and deceitful than a score of succubi. In the 100 years of the Crusades, our forces have very rarely encountered her, but when we did, it always led to something terrifying. I think she has taken an interest in you and your power. It was to be expected, of course, and it worries me more than anything else. Sooner or later, we shall have to take a stand against Aureliu and deal with her once and for all. But I thought we would have time to prepare. Be careful, and if the architect reappears, treat her as you would a demon lord.
Do you know anything about the huge demon that we met at the gates? It was much stronger than the rest.
The Baylor Dorazand, one of Daskari's generals.
Oh, that was a Baylor.
Hep Zamira and the Echo of Daskari are some of the most notable demons in the Abyssal Forces. You will soon learn these names. Dorazand has not been sighted by our scouts for a long time, and his appearance at Dresden was an unexpected development. But we must grow accustomed to surprises such as this. The ability to move at will through space is one of the demon's most unpleasant hallmarks. Fortunately, the Sword of Valor takes care of that problem for the areas around Dresden.
Alright, I've heard everything I need.
Very well. Then I shall take my leave. Irabeth will bring you up to speed on the situation in the city and surrounds, and together, you can decide on what next steps to take. Good luck, Commander. Remember, this is but the first step. The road ahead will be long and difficult.
With a nod of farewell, the Queen strides off with precise... And with a nod of farewell, the Queen strides off with precise military bearing.
Allow me also to congratulate you on your victory, Commander.
We also got her sword, her family sword. I don't remember where we got it from now. It's been a while. But we do have it, and hopefully we can present it to her sooner rather than later.
We won the battle for Dresden, but this war is far from over. The demons know our true strength, so we must brace ourselves for a merciless counterattack. They will do everything they can to gain control of the city and destroy you personally, and all of us along with you. The only good news is that cultists make up more than half of their forces, so they will have to march the same roads as our fighters. If they were all demons, they could appear here instantaneously and lay siege to the city. Praise Iomade for small mercies.
Well, every arm... God dang it. I really do need to get some water. Well, every army needs its fodder.
The main demon forces are moving out from the City of Eyes and the Threshold Fortress. Scouts are reporting that for now we don't stand a chance of tearing through the defense and launching a counterattack. We can only gather our forces, rebuff their attacks, and wait for the right moment. Unfortunately, other hostile groups keep appearing out of nowhere. And on top of all that, Minago is still prowling around somewhere out there. Anevia is trying to find out where that Abyss scum has run off to. Maybe she's already got some leads. Luckily, we are not alone. Mendev is with us. Queen Galfrey has sent us the first reinforcements. They've just entered the city.
Ooh.
Besides, news of your victory is spreading through Avestan. I'm sure that crowds of new volunteers will soon be pouring into Dresden, inspired by your feat. And that's very good news, because we're going to need troops. Here is a brief report about the main problems we're currently facing.
Irubeth shows you a sheet of paper with a list of 4 items. Demons with special powers, secret path, missing patrol, and dragon. What can you tell me about the demons with special powers?
Remember that Nabasu that attacked our camp?
Mm-hmm.
He had powers that no ordinary demon should have. It is not the only demon of its kind. We keep receiving reports about similar monsters. All isolated cases for now. But it's possible that in the future, we will see entire squads, if not armies of them.
I wonder if all of that is also a Relu Vorlesh's doing. Or if those are just separate instances, completely unrelated to whatever she's trying to accomplish through me.
We must find out where they're coming from. Find the source of their power and destroy it. If we don't, they will crush us before long. Even you can't defeat an entire army of such monsters.
Okay, now hold your horses. At present, I'm a lich god, okay? So you might want to hold your tongue before you insult me. Just saying, I've done a lot of good things. Then I became a lich god. I'm still hoping to do some more good things. Which is the only reason why I chose any of the good options. Well, no, because I didn't want to fight Staunton from scratch again. That's the reason why I chose that first good option. No, that was the only good option I chose in that entire event. Anyway, a secret path. What are you talking about?
We can usually spot armies of demons in advance, as their hordes march along the Grey Road from Eyes or Threshold. But sometimes packs of them appear out of nowhere. They're managing to avoid our scouts somehow and sneaking into our territory. If we don't solve this problem, we cannot attack. The demons will just appear at our backs, block off the gorges, and cut us off from Dresden.
Yep.
Anevia is trying to find out how the demons are getting into our territory, but she hasn't succeeded yet. Talk to her. She will tell you more about what she's doing.
It says here there's a patrol missing.
Yes, it disappeared without a trace during a mission. We didn't even find any bodies. Maybe someone abducted them, or there's some natural threat in the area. We can't rule out the possibility of desertion either. The troop was patrolling the southern road out of the city. The last surviving settlements of Socorus lie in that direction. But after the siege of Dresden, contact with them was lost. Hardly any of the inhabitants survived once the demons invaded the area. That's where I started the search.
Winter Sun has been revealed. Now, It says dragon. What dragon?
As if we didn't have enough problems with demons already. Now there's a wild dragon in the vicinity. Luckily, it's not part of the demon army. If the demons had a dragon on their side, it could pose a serious threat.
Maybe we can talk to him.
But there's very little food in the world wound, and the dragon doesn't seem to have a taste for demons and cultists. She keeps attacking small squads of crusaders, picking off those who fall behind, ravaging supply trains.
Can't have that.
The dragon's been sighted frequently in the sky, but we don't know exactly where her lair is. We have someone to help with this, though. Do you remember the dwarf who attacked the Baylor in front of the citadel during the siege? He is back in the city, and he doesn't mind hunting this dragon, apparently. Go talk to him in the tavern. We might be able to help each other.
Do I have to go all the way back to the city, though? Like, all the way back? I don't want to do that. I don't like that. Is that all for now?
There are a few pleasant matters. At the Queen's command, the Crusaders who took part in the attack have had their pay doubled, and medals will be awarded to those who were particularly outstanding in battle. You know one of them. The Knight Elan from the Houndhearts. He led a troop of Nerosian recruits and brought them to the main forces, and later drew the demons' attention in the battle with the Baylor, allowing the wounded to be rescued. There is one more thing. As you know, there is a vast dungeon under Dresden.
Say no more, I am already there.
It's empty now. None of those imprisoned by the demons survived, and we don't have any new prisoners. We've temporarily placed the body of Staunton Vane in the dungeon. You slew him. What are your orders regarding his body? Anevia thinks we should burn it quietly and forget about it. Some want to see his corpse displayed in the square, but I don't think we should behave like demons and barbarians. He may have been our enemy, but he deserved to be buried as a knight. However, the decision is yours, of course.
You know, he's never going to be buried as a knight. He betrayed not only Dresden, but everyone throughout the entirety of the crusade. I'd use humanity, but not everyone is a human, so there's that. Well, technically, I mean, it's still a valid way to go about it. Anyway. But he betrayed literally everyone twice. No. Just no. You can't tell, but right now I'm licking my chops. I'm definitely considering it. I typically don't operate on a whim, but
your own plans. As you wish.
It's just that I don't typically go with these sorts of things, and when there's the option, I typically don't get the opportunity to. So now that we're here, I just want to do. I at least want to see what we'll do. Maybe we'll still be able to get rid of or just, do nothing with him. But for now.
Commander, that day during the battle,
Irabeth is hesitating. You can see the struggle on her face, as if she doesn't know whether she should say something else.
No, my apologies. That is all, Commander. Thank you for your time.
Giving a salute, Irabeth turns around and quickly leaves. Looks like we might have to do something to raise Irabat's spirits. Let's check our alignment really quickly. Oh, good. I still want to get him into good, though. Because, I mean, who's seen a good lich before, right?
Let us press on.
Where the frick is he at?
I will see this through.
Weird. So. Wait, there was something over here. Can I access it now? No, it's
March ahead.
forever gone. Great. Yeah, no, that's fine. Is that Skeletor? Why is Skeletor all the way over here? What is he drinking? Why are you pretending to be a people? You're not a people. So wait, Dresden is actually a city, not just a... Wow. Guess it is. Okay, rather than...
Let's not hesitate.
There we go. Dungeon. How do we get... We can get to the dungeons from here, right? Any day now. Nope, can't get there that way. That's great. I could just do that, huh? Have him transform. It's not like we're going to do anything else with it. Why are you still so slow? Unexpected. A middle-aged paladin with a genial face offers you a guarded greeting. His sparse gray hair stands in fuzzy tufts on his head, giving him a distinctly unwarlike appearance. The ever-bright Crusaders have arrived to defend Dresden. My name is Ciar Cobellin. I don't know. And I am their... God dang it, I really need some water. And I am their commander. Queen Galfrey is gathering the main attack forces in Nerosian. She ordered us to replenish the losses suffered in Canabres and come here. We will support your troops. A tall, dark-eyed lad is standing beside Ciar. He passionately echoes Ciar's words. We are ready to go to the front line immediately. Allow us to be at the spear of the attack. The old crusader calls the young man to order. Morvek, don't speak unless spoken to. Don't worry. No one will be defeating any demons without you. Ciar smiles kindly and tousles the boy's hair. Who have you brought with you? Asks the leopard. Ever-bright crusaders mainly, but we have a lot of volunteers who joined us. Those who arrived at the Queen's call but didn't want to sit in Nerosian waiting for the main army to set off. All the hotheads know the front is here. Ciar nods at the boy behind him, the one who's eager to fight. We picked up this one too. He walked to Canabras with an old sword in his hand and a few copper coins in his pocket. He was going to keep walking, to kill the demons, and then he would probably have laid siege to Threshold, no doubt. The boy's cheeks go pink at the old man's gentle mockery, but he continues to stare ahead resolutely and boldly. Did you fight in Canabras? How are things there? No, not personally. The Queen summoned me and the bulk of our order to Nerosian. Almost all of those who remained behind in Canabras died, and the ones that didn't were disorganized and leaderless. But the order did not perish. New volunteers have been pouring into our ranks. We are licking our wounds. Canabras is rebuilding. Life wins out. People are coming from all over Avestan to help. Many are joining the Crusaders, just as it happened back in the First Crusade. Great. You will be serving under my command. Ciara's mouth flattens into a hard line and he gives you a stern look. You can see the seasoned warriors hiding behind the grandfatherly guise. That is out of the question. We know about your powers, and that is why we don't trust you. What's more, I'm convinced you are an enemy of the Crusaders. You will reveal your true nature, sooner or later. The Queen ordered us to help you hold the city, and so we will. But she didn't say a word about us personally obeying your orders. The Everbright Crusaders will act independently. Why are you deciding for everyone? Huh. I'll let him have what he wants for now. You shouldn't see me as an enemy. Ciara lowers his head stubbornly. Arguing is useless. No Everbright Crusader will take orders from a person who has darkness in their soul. That's fine. You can go ahead and be retarded somewhere out there away from me. The old man looks at you grimly. You've gone down the wrong path. You can defeat the darkness when your soul is pure and your heart is daring. Everyone who has tried to defeat darkness with darkness has become its slave. Reject this evil power and repent before it's too late. Or, you can get out of my face. We should talk to Erebeth while I'm thinking about it. Erebeth's eyes are vacant. Her thoughts are clearly somewhere far away. Seeing you, though, she snaps to attention. Hail, Commander! I found your father's sword. Praise Iomedae! Erebeth takes the sword as gently as if it were a living creature, and sheathes it back in the scabbard. I don't know what to say. I am forever indebted to you. I never thought I'd get my sword back. Please, allow me to reward you. No objections. Please. I could never replace this sword. I shall never part with it again, I swear. And with that, we now have 100,000 gold. I mean, really? But we need to hold on to it because we may need extra reinforcements at some point. But still, just the sheer level of... Ooh. Anyway. We need to talk about what happened during the attack on Dresden. Erebeth nods curtly. Yes, I was shamefully faint-hearted. Praise Iomedae didn't affect the course of the battle. Still, my behavior was unworthy of a knight, even less a commander. Under the circumstances, leaving my position would be tantamount to desertion. Still, as your advisor, I strongly recommend you release me from my position as head of the Order, strip me of my knighthood, and send me to serve in the condemned. Are you insane? Few deserve these titles more than you. Don't blame yourself. Under the circumstances, you did everything possible, and more besides. Now, this is definitely true. She was the only person who actually treated Staunton like a human, well, he was a dwarf, but like a human being. Yeah. Unfortunately, we also have to get the diplomacy check, which we basically just get for free now, don't we? Thank you, Commander. The gratitude in Erebeth's voice is sincere. A spark of enthusiasm appears in her eyes, which had grown dull over recent weeks. Don't get me wrong, I'm not performing the good action solely to become a good lich, or a chaotic good lich. In this case, that was just the right option. She is a really good person. She had a moment of weakness. I would have punched her in the mouth if I could have. But she was eventually, we managed to set her straight. Thankfully, because we could have failed that difficulty class. Well, we could have failed that whatever check it was we needed to clear in order to get her to come to her senses. It would have been a heck of a loss to lose her. The half-orc salutes you sharply. For a moment, you once again see the Erebeth who was ready to protect the defender's heart to her dying breath. Thank you for still trusting me, more than anyone else does in this crusade. Even more than I trust myself. Despite your words, Erebeth obviously still feels unworthy of her commander's rank. Changing her mind will require more than platitudes. Perhaps you can bolster her by appointing her to a position where she can work more closely with rank-and-file soldiers. Those whose faith in her... Nope, that works too, but those whose faith in their commander remains undimmed. How's the Eagle Watch doing in Canabras? Everything is going well. I was wary of handing over the reins at first. I was afraid that everything would fall apart without Anevia and me, but I took a risk and left a very clever lad in charge, a tiefling as it happens. He infiltrated the cult alone. They couldn't imagine a tiefling wouldn't be on their side. He exposed an entire cell. I personally knighted him just before the city was attacked. Of course, there were many who weren't happy about it, but it's not my job to make people happy. Interesting. Interesting. I'd like to talk with that guy. I also want to get to the dungeon, which is the main reason why I came in here, and we probably, and this video is going to end up being longer for it, but I'm really hoping to get to that. Let's go really quickly. I don't know where. I guess the dungeon's going to be down here. This leads outside? Where the frick is the entrance to the dungeon then? Gross. Why isn't this burned? I don't want that anywhere near me. This leads out to the balcony. I don't really care about that. I guess this is all we've got then. That's kind of annoying. This, I guess? No wonder why it took so long for this to load. This particular section is right? Can't deny me loot. Who do you think I am? And here is the thing we came to see. Staunton's body. Received, those were alchemical items? Stuff you could use for cooking. Anyway, the main reason we are here, as a leopard. I should probably do something about that. It's kind of off-putting. How do I cancel this? Well, I realize now I have no idea how to actually leave this form. Also, why can I still use spells? Weird, very weird. I just want out of this. Let me free. There should be an ability here that lets me leave this form, but I don't see one. There it is. Jeez. Okay. Now, let's do this. In a minute. Hold on. Oh. What? Why is our color back? Okay, I will say, I know the video is getting a little long, but I will say, I know that the face paint that you see, his coloring is still absolutely whatever. You see the face paint that he's got is sort of skull-like. Well, that was, I don't know if it was actually like that before. It might have been. No, that's definitely skull-like. No, I wouldn't have done that. Yeah, so that's part of why. Okay, so never mind. I got distracted again by something unimportant. So, like, what are we? I can't do anything with it. That sucks. I thought I'd be able to. Alright. Well, that's where we're going to end the video. Just disappointment. Seems perfect for a Lich God. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves at everything you've seen here. I'm not going to record another video for Sunday. So, and this is going up Saturday. So you guys, just so you guys are aware, there will almost certainly, no, I'm just going to say it flat out, there won't be a video Sunday. That's just the way of things. Right now, I'm trying to decide what path to take. So I still need to clear the fight with Staunton and, you know, with the Azada path. I mean, having a dragon is fun. I mean, it's a dragonling, but what can you do? It's not like they can give you a full-size dragon. Unless it grows. Unless it grows when as you level the mythic path. That'd be cool. But I don't believe for a second that's the way it's going to go. You saw the size of Terindalev, but that's different. It's a different beast. Anyway, I still have to do one other path and get to this point, and then I'll make a final decision, which is most likely not going to be Lich because it's just going to be way too much work to make it work. You know? But I'm going to use that time to make a final decision. I'm saying I hope in the back of my mind, but I need to make a final decision. I can't even do anything with this guy's body, so this is not helping the Lich cause at all, or the Lich deciding on the Lich path whatsoever. Ugh. I wish it would at least... whatever. So, just so we're clear, amidst all of the rambling, I said that we will not be having a video tomorrow. If you were looking forward to it, I know it sucks, but I can't go any further in the story without deciding on a path, and that's not easy. Because, admittedly, I like the idea of the Lich path, but everyone else hates it. And while I don't want to make a decision based on what everyone else likes, it also feels bad. just, I can't keep the freaking skeleton companion alive. If the dragon companion dies, I can just have Dayran res it until we end up needing to kill him, because Lord knows that's coming. And with the Trickster path, there is no other companion, but at least it still feels, well, it still feels like the gameplay up until this point. So there's no big differences, nothing extra for me to worry about. Of course, there's also the extreme lack of weight capacity due to lacking an extra companion. But that's neither here nor there. Again, I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves and everything you've seen here. The next episode will be on Tuesday, so I will have... I'm trying to avoid thinking hopefully in my head. I'm going to make a decision by then. So, when we next see each other, our path will be decided. And so with all that said, we will see you next time.